It is a matter of debate whether my lack of belief in the existence of an omnipresent, omniscient God is due to my arrogant pride and vanity. It never occurred to me that sometime in the future I would be involved in a polemics of this kind. As a result of some discussions with my friends, I have realized that after having known me for a little time only, some of them have reached a kind of hasty conclusion about me that my atheism is my foolishness and that it is the outcome of my vanity. My friends say that after the Delhi bombing and Lahore conspiracy case, I rocketed to fame and that this fact has turned my head. Let us discuss why this allegation is incorrect. I did not give up my belief in God after these incidents. I was an atheist even when I was an unknown figure. In the non-cooperation days, I got admission to the National College. I began thinking over all the religious polemics such that I grew skeptical about the existence of God. In spite of this fact, I can say that my belief in God was firm and strong. I grew a beard and cays. In spite of this, I could not convince myself of the efficacy of Sikh religion or any religion at all for that matter. But I had an unswerving, unwavering belief in God. Till that time, I was a romantic revolutionary, just a follower of our leaders. Then came the time to shoulder the whole responsibility. For some time, a strong opposition put the very existence of the party into danger. Many leaders as well as many enthusiastic comrades began to uphold the party to ridicule. They jeered at us. It was a turning point in my revolutionary career. An incessant desire to study filled my heart. Study more and more, said I to myself, so that I might be able to face the arguments of my opponents. My previous beliefs and convictions underwent a radical change. No more mysticism, no more blind faith. Now realism was our mode of thinking. By the end of 1926, I was convinced that the belief in an almighty supreme being who created, guided and controlled the universe had no sound foundations. Beliefs makes it easier to go through hardships, even make them pleasant. Man can find a strong support in God and an encouraging consolation in His name. If you have no belief in Him, then there is no alternative but to depend upon yourself. It is not child's play to stand firm on your feet amid storms and strong winds. You go against popular feelings. You criticize a hero, a great man who is generally believed to be above criticism. What happens? No one will answer your arguments in a rational way. Rather, you will be considered vainglorious. Its reason is mental insipidity. Merciless criticism and an independent thinking are the two necessary traits of a revolutionary thinking. If you believe there is an almighty, omnipresent, omniscient God who created the earth or universe, please let me know. First of all, as to why He created this world. This world which is full of woe and grief and countless miseries, where not even one person lives in peace. Pray, don't say it is His law. If He is bound by any law, He is not omnipotent. Don't say it is His pleasure. Nero burnt on Rome. He killed a very limited number of people. He caused only a few tragedies, all for His morbid enjoyment. But what is His place in history? Nero, the tyrant, the heartless, the wicked. Society must fight against this belief in God as it fought against the idol worship and other narrow conceptions of religion. In this way, man will try to stand on his feet. Being realistic, he will have to throw his faith aside and face all adversaries with courage and valor. Let us see how I carry on. One friend asked me to pray. When informed of my atheism, he said, "During your last days you will begin to believe." I said, "No, dear sir, it shall not be. I will think that to be an act of degradation and demoralization on my part. For selfish motives, I am not going to pray." Readers and friends, is this vanity? If it is, I stand for it.